And let's see if our Freemason man is in the. Oh yeah, here he is. Okay. Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, good.
Can everybody in the chat hear him okay before we get started? And your profile on Instagram, I'll add it to the chat here, is Freemason Brandon Green.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. Now we had a little interaction here on Twitter a minute ago, or excuse me, on Instagram a bit ago, and we said that you said that you were calling out a lot of the people in the alternative media, such as Alex Jones, Tucker Carlson, etc. Of course, I host for Alex and have for the past 6 years. Your argument is that they are traitors in their woke right. Could you give why you think that, what your position is?
Well, first and foremost, the big thing is that like when you look at the way they're die hard on something, it's almost
And have
I feel like they don't use empirical data
and have.
to prove what their theories are.
Hey guys.
For me, I'm a high end builder in New York City, and we could have a project that's a year or 5 years out, and you put that on a long term and short term schedule, you have contingencies because it might not hit these dates depending on what materials are there. Maybe you have a ship bag sub. So for me, planning is everything. So when someone comes up with these alternative theories without showing what their alternative or solution is, a broken clock is correct twice a day, right? You throw enough stuff on the wall, something's going to stick.
Well, hold
When I
on.
look,
Is it that they don't have evidence or that they don't have solutions? Because those are two different things.
it's a mix of both because if you have evidence, look, so we both have to agree that there are conspiracies, right? There's no question that, in fact, I became a Freemason because I met William Cooper after reading Behold the Pale Horse. Um, that said, there's no disagreement that there's conspiratorial things that happen, and our government is at the behest of a lot of that, and proven so through empirical data. But when you just say it louder and robust, doesn't mean that it's true. So I don't really see the evidence.
Okay,
I'll give you a quick.
well, specifically about what? Like, what do you take issue with Alex? Because Alex talks a lot and has said a lot over many decades.
Well, the first thing I take issue with Alex Jones is his grandfather was a grandmaster in the state of Texas. Yet he runs on about how terrible Freemasons are, and I find it funny how no longer is it Freemasons that are at the helm of the New World Order, which is why I joined to see if some of this was true. But now it's everything Jewish, right? And it's one thing to critique any state or government, no questions asked. But when you look at what people are sharing, they're Hasidics from Brooklyn, and the Orthodox and the Jews that are Hasidic in Israel, like under 5%. So there's something else going on here. When you take a Tucker at how fast he's changed in 8 months, and one of his biggest benefactors is a Pakistani billionaire, I mean, we should question that too.
Well, he's part of a group that what was it called, the 21 group or something like that, that includes Jews as well in an investment firm. So the idea that somehow that means that it's directly just funding Tucker is a little ambiguous because there's Jewish women in this investment group. So how do you know that there's a Pakistani billionaire funding Tucker directly?
Well, it's out there. There's plenty of articles. You can Google it right now and find it for
Well, I
sure.
mean, plenty of articles is not a proof. That's an
Right. But
assertion.
but here's the difference. You won't hear me say that he has to have been turned by that. I'm just asking a question, right? The same way they're
You're
asking.
not asking a question. Your Instagram post says they're traitors.
Well, what do you think? Do you think they're not?
Well, is that asking a question or is that an accusation?
No, there's a difference. See, we're not going to play that game. The post says one thing. What we're talking about now is a conversation.
You
The
put the
post,
dude. What are you talking about? You put the post up. I'm not playing a game with you.
the post unequivocally says that they're traitors.
Uh huh.
And if you are in fact doing something behind the United States back in a time of war,
You accused all those people of being traitors, and I'm asking
no,
you what the evidence is, and now you're saying I'm just asking a question. So that's two mutually exclusive
no, no,
things.
no. We are talking about something separate. If you're talking about just the post, we can have that. I'm making a
That's
juxtaposition.
why I messaged you about the post to debate that topic. Obviously, what do you mean?
No, you didn't say
Yes, I
anything about
did.
the post. You asked me, no, don't play
I
yourself now.
commented under the post about your accusation of them all
You
being
asked
woke
me in a
right.
DM. Hold on a second. I never even saw your comment. You asked me in a DM if I wanted to debate a woke right? And I said, yes. Did you not?
Yeah, about the post that I commented on.
But I didn't even see your comment. I just saw your
Okay,
invite
well,
to
now
ask.
you know that's what I'm referring to. So address that issue.
Okay, cool. Fair enough. Yeah, I think all those people are traitors, bro.
So you're not just asking questions. You're making accusations, which is
No,
initially what I
no, no,
said. So
no.
you're the one
On the
playing
post,
word games.
on the post, I'm definitely saying and stating on record that's how I feel. But since we're having a conversation, I'm trying to give you some insight about it,
It's
and
a
that's what you
debate. I
don't want
asked you
to
to
do.
debate. It's not a conversation. So
Okay,
where's
so
the
let's get
evidence
into
of
it.
it? Where's the evidence?
Where's the evidence that they're not? Prove me
Are
wrong,
you
like your girl
serious? Where's
says.
the
Yes.
evidence that they're not? That's a fallacy.
First of all,
That's an
there's
argument from silence, which is a fallacy. Do you think you could be
no.
convicted in a court if somebody said, prove that I'm not?
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the
So you're not
bullet?
going to answer that.
Oh, we'll get back to that in a second. Do you think the bullet that killed Charlie Kirk matches the gun?
I don't have any set position on that. I don't believe the official story, but I don't get into ballistics because I don't know about ballistics. But what does it have to
Right.
do with what does it have to do with you asserting that they're
Because
all traitors?
because headlines are saying that the ATF found that that bullet didn't match. Is that not a true statement?
Yeah, well, I said I don't believe the
And
official story, but I don't know
exactly,
ballistics.
exactly,
Well,
exactly.
so
Yet
what does that have? How is that relevant to
all of
this?
those people, because all of those people that are on that list that I posted were for Trump and now are against, and they cannot state in empirical data timeline why they are no longer supporting Donald Trump.
I mean,
Or
what are you
moreover,
talking about? Alex has done it 20 hours worth of why he's not liking Trump now. What are you talking about?
yeah, and name one that's correct.
Suppressing the Epstein release? What are you talking about?
He didn't suppress
Supporting
it.
Israel's bombing
Listen,
campaign?
hey,
Epic.
let me ask. Hold on a second. Let's just get a few things factual here before we go any further.
Dude, you're so low tier.
Can we agree that a circle is 360 degrees at
Dude,
its
what are
length?
you talking about, man? Are you trying to do
Yes
some?
or no?
You trying to do Masonic gibberish on me? It's not going
No,
to
no.
work.
See, there you go. That's an ad hominem. It's not going to work here,
No,
bro.
it's not. You're asking
Answer
about
the question.
360 degrees.
Does a
Like you're
circle
bringing your
equal
Masonic
360? Does
geometry
a
in. Come on, dude.
360? No, I'm trying to lay some baseline facts so we can have a
What does
medium.
this have to do with your
Does a
assertions?
circle equal 360 degrees? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Does a square have four 90-degree corners with equal fucking
Dude,
sides?
what are
Yes or
you
no?
talking about?
Trying to prove that we can at least agree on something. Is that a yes or a no?
Yeah, I agree with basic
Okay.
geometry. So now what?
Okay. Okay. So now let's take what you just brought up and let's get into that. Let's get into let's get into a piece of this discussion so we can have some type of happy medium or a solution.
I mean,
Right
I
before
listed two
solution.
things that Alex disagreed with and explicitly went into.
Okay. And I'm telling you that Trump did not suppress. You're saying he suppressed. You have no empirical evidence
No,
that
I do.
proves
He said, don't they don't need to be released, and if you care about it, you're not MAGA. He said it.
that's not what
Oh,
he said.
it's
That is
exactly
not
what he
that's
said.
taken out of context, my
That
guy.
is exactly
You're
what he
ridiculous.
said.
It's ridiculous.
You're
First of all,
ridiculous. What are you talking
he
about?
told everybody, he told his DOJ to release the files, right? Now, here's what I think happened. I think when Cash Patel and Pam Bondi went into it, they recognized, holy motherfucking shit, this is way deeper. There's more people involved.
Sure.
They realized that they couldn't come through on what the campaign promise was, but that's still not a reason to back up on someone. It doesn't imply
Yeah.
that Trump is complicit at all.
Well, he said to stop worrying about it. Doesn't matter. And the Melania yesterday or the 2 days ago just contradicted
Does
that.
it matter? Let me ask you something. If Bill Gates is guilty, can you prove it? Answer the question, yes or no?
No, you're not even addressing what I said.
No,
I
you
said,
cannot.
dude, shut up. If Trump says move on, it's not an issue, you're not MAGA, then he's suppressing that coming out.
He's
Obviously.
not suppressing it
Yes, he
because the
is. What
DOJ
do you
files
did he not say that?
he did say
Well,
that, but
thank you.
you're taking that out of context.
How is
because
that
he
out
was
of context?
because what he said was that there's a conspiracy by the left to try to target him with what is his name being
Yeah,
listed
and
as
and that was not true when the files came out because it was not just a leftist thing. There was plenty of people involved at the highest levels who are above left and right.
and who do you want to charge, my friend? Who can we
What does
go
that
to?
have to do with this?
Because the reason that they need to stop with these files is because they're not going to arrest anybody else, brother. And it's a waste of time and a waste of money. You want to say publicly Oprah went
But
to the island? Yes or no?
hasn't Trump put these people in who are supposed to do that, like Kash Patel? So what are you talking about?
Yes, but again, what's we're missing here is number one, you had three administrations that all investigated this. Number two, right? They can't
So
charge anybody beyond Maxwell and this piece of shit Epstein.
why?
Well, because if Maxwell had someone else to have already given up, she would have. I mean, it's very logical to
No,
think like
no,
this.
it's not. I mean, what have you read any books on this trial or on Epstein?
I've read very in depth
Name
about
one
this,
book
and
you've read on Epstein.
you cannot name
Name
me.
one book.
Hold on a second. You cannot name me one person that you could charge right now and something stick on them from those files. Period. You cannot.
Well, first of
And so
all,
therefore,
you don't know that. You're not a litigate.
no,
You're
no,
not.
no,
You're not a
no, 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 no.
litigate. Hold on. Are you a litigator?
No, it doesn't
But you don't
matter.
know that. First of all.
But again,
So
so we're gonna
secondly,
play
hold
he
on.
said, she said,
Secondly,
we don't know, you don't know.
well, you're not competent to say what's liable to be used in a
Neither are
court or not
you.
if you're not you're not a litigator. You
Neither are
don't know
you.
that.
And neither are you.
Well, but I'm going to argue that you can, that we don't. The reason for
How?
that, stop interrupting
How?
me. The reason for that is because many of the names are redacted, including the perpetrators. So if the billionaire
Right.
perpetrators' names are redacted, that might be part of the reason why they couldn't prosecute. But
Okay.
they redacted it, so they're the ones guilty of redacting it. You idiot!
Let's say you're not going to call me an idiot.
I
Piece
just
of
did
shit.
call you
You're
an
a
idiot
fucking
because you're the
loser, bro.
worst debater I've had on.
You're
Your
a
arguments
fucking
are
loser,
terrible.
bro. You're a loser, bro.
I'm a loser. You're a
Like
Freemason.
your mother had a
What are you
loser,
talking
bro.
about?
Bro,
You're a
you
Mason.
literally want to charge people that you don't know who they are, right? First of all, remember the
Dude,
20
they
victims that came
redacted the names, you idiot. Not who I
and
don't know. Them.
right.
The DOJ. What do you mean?
In
Did the
every
DOJ
vague
redact the
email,
names?
there's fucking blacked out names in Obama's list and emails that are
What
on
does
that
that?
list,
That's
bro. You're
irrelevant to
ridiculous.
this. So
No,
what?
it's not. No,
Yes,
it's
it
not.
is.
You're just saying that because someone's name is in the file means they had to do something.
No, I didn't say that. That's a straw man. I said that the establishment
Who is
redacted
going
the.
to
Stop
who,
interrupting me, or
who
I'm just going to boot you from
hey,
this.
dipshit.
You're an
Who are we
idiot, dude.
charging?
What?
Who are we charging? Who are we charging with a crime?
I think there's plenty of admissions of
Who?
crimes.
Name one.
Dude, stop interrupting
Name
me.
one.
All right, you're done. Get out of here.
Name one.